principal, staff and all my students present here, I extend your warm welcome. Welcome you, sir. I also would like to talk about our principal ma'am, Professor Dr. Nirmala Kumari, who has given us this platform to call eminent resource persons and to address our students on different concepts. So I would like to render my welcome to her in her absence. I extend an affectionate, we also acknowledge the presence of my faculty members who will be joining us. And finally, I extend a warm welcome to all my dear students. I'm sure you will be benefited from this session. Welcome one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Preeti Madam to thoroughly welcome our chief guest. Before we start the session, I request Mr. Arjun to introduce her to the gathering.
Indian persons on the dais, respected teaching and non-teaching staff, and dear friends. I consider it an honor to have been given this opportunity to introduce a person of such great stature. We have with us Dr. Levlin Rodriguez. Dr. Levlin Ras Rodriguez is a professor in Humanities Management and a former professor in Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering Department at Manipal Institute of Technology, Manipal. He was also the HOD in Humanities and Management, MIT, Manipal. He has accrued over 38 years of experience in teaching in engineering colleges in India as well as abroad. He was also the additional registrar of Manipal University, Dubai campus. He is a professor of advanced research methodologies at MIT Manipal since the year 2009. He has completed his bachelor's in engineering, in mechanical engineering, MBA in HR and quality, MTech in production engineering system and technology, and PhD in engineering management. His areas of interest include, and not limited to, system dynamics, total quality management, innovation, knowledge, technology management, manufacturing, human resource management, and environment management. He has presented over 500 invited lectures in India and abroad on various topics of management and engineering. Has over 200 papers published in various journals and conferences, and has over 1,500 citations for his papers. He has won several Best Paper Awards in India and abroad. To name a few, he has won the POSMA 2003 in Indian Institute of Science, the International Conference on E-Business Management and Economics, Dubai in the year 2011, the European Business Research Conference in Rome in 2003, the 29th International Business Research Conference in Australia in the year 2014. The list goes on. Dr. Rodriguez has been the reviewer of the Journal of Knowledge and Management Practice and also a reviewer in several international conferences, and he is a fellow of the World Business Institute Australia. He has successfully guided 11 PhDs and currently guiding 8 PhDs. He has a patent filed and has authored 2 books. It wouldn't be wrong to say that there is no one more qualified than Mr. Rodriguez to guide us, to enlighten us, to mold us in enhancing our employability. His illustrious career spanning over 4 decades is a testimony to this. So, sir, it's an honor to have you in our midst.
Thank you, Arjun. When we talk about career opportunities, it's not only preparing our resume, but there are other connected aspects which has to be taken into consideration when we are employed. So today we have with us Dr. Rodriguez sir, who will deal with the topic enhancing your employability. Now I request sir to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
I would like to add a partnership. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
There was a wonderful introduction of mine. I hope my wife was here to listen to that introduction, to know more about me. That introduction was very good, and whenever I am introduced, I always, it reminds me of one introduction which was like this. The person who introduces comes and says, Ladies and gentlemen, I have pleasure in inviting to this wonderful seminar hall a very eminent person, Mr. N. Brosnan. Did you know that this person is the first American who made $1 million in stock market in the year 1961 in California? And this man is going to talk to us on how to make money. Now that man comes, who is the speaker. He says, "Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. But there are some mistakes here and there. Let me correct that. Point number one, it was not California, it was San Francisco. Point number two, it was not 1961, it was 1971. Point number three, it was not stock market, it was gambling. Point number four, it was not $1 million, it was $10 million. And point number five, the amount was not won, it was lost. Now point number six, that person is not me. That was my brother. I am M. Brosnan, Michael Brosnan, and that person was N. Brosnan, Nickel Brosnan. So all these things can happen in introduction, but my introduction was immaculate, my friend, very good, good English. You made a wonderful introduction about myself. All the facts are true. I'm basically a researcher, lecturing in the class and guiding PhDs. But occasionally I go out and motivate youngsters like you. I can have anything in my life, what I want at this stage in my life. I have a grandson who is in 8th standard. Okay, I look a bit young. That's not my mistake. My grandson is in 8th standard, and granddaughter is now almost 1 year old. Okay, I've remained young because of my motivational lectures. I teach people how to enjoy life, do what you enjoy, and enjoy what you do, most importantly. Okay? If you're a lawyer, if you're going to be a lawyer, you should enjoy being a lawyer, or else there's no point in being a lawyer. If I'm a teacher, I should enjoy what I'm doing, or else there's no point in being a teacher. Okay, so occasionally I go and deliver motivational lectures. I give lectures on leadership skills, okay, things like that. Okay, so this 1.5 to 2 hours, whatever time is given to me, you can stop me whenever you want me to stop, when the time is up. Because when I was invited for a talk in Malaysia, it was in 2001, and there one manager got very much impressed by my lecture on motivation, and he invited me to a Rotary Club meeting in the evening. Okay, and in the Rotary Club he said, please come and talk there also about your leadership styles. I said okay, and I went there. And there I did a mistake. I asked, sir, how long can I talk? Then the president said, you can talk for any length, Dr. Rodriguez, but we will listen to you only for 15 minutes. So when my time is up, you can tell, okay? You have a wonderful principal, I must acknowledge this. I spoke to her maybe 5 or 10 minutes, but she has left a very great impression in my mind. A very smiling lady, very pleasant lady. And the first thing that she said is, I have got an excellent faculty. I don't have to tell them anything about what is to be done, and they do it. And I also have an excellent set of students. What more you need than this in a professional institute? She has a very high regard for all of you sitting here, students, and she has very high expectations from you. Okay? So let us take this employability very seriously, and I'm not going to talk for the entire. Do I need a mic, first of all? It's not working properly. Okay, working? Okay, okay. I'm not going to talk for the entire 2 hours. Okay, instead, I will involve you with the activities. All right. So before that, let me go to the first slide, sir. He's a dynamic president. I was very much impressed talking to him. He is the one who brought me here, and he was sharing his experience here. Good president you have. Right, future. A future lawyer. Okay. Now, in my presentation, I'm going to talk only about these 4 points today, okay, with a limited time, okay. So, I'm going to start with universal employability skills, irrespective of your profession. What are the universal employability skills which you need? That's my first point, okay. Second point is, I'll give you general employability skills framework, okay. And then what are exactly 21st century employability skills? Let me explain so that now on you can start practicing acquiring those skills, and then we will talk a bit about personal success. That's all I have in my today's package for you. Alright? Now, first, when I'm going to my first topic, I want to give this exercise to you. We are going to divide, okay, into groups now. Okay, you can arrange it in the form of circles here itself. Lot of talking should be there, lot of noise should be there, okay, and you should discuss, okay. You can open your mobile, do Google search, whatever you want to do, you do. But I want you to list out at the end of maybe 10 minutes I will give, okay. At the end of 10th minute, I want you to identify what are the employability skills which a person should possess. If you specifically speak about law, I will be very happy, okay. But in general, okay, in general, anybody who is seeking employment in his or her profession, okay, what is the employability skills that he wants? Let me define the problem correctly first, because if the problem is only half understood, then you are not going to solve it. A well understood problem is half solved. Let me very clearly define my problem. Don't come to me with wrong answers. Have you understood the question correctly? I want skills. See, a human being is basically a combination of 3 things: knowledge, skill, and attitude. Your success or a failure as an employee, as a teacher, as a lawyer, as a doctor, as a driver, whomsoever it is going to be successful based on how good you are in these 3 things. 3 things. Always focus on the trio. I don't know, this universe is built with trio. God, G-O-D, generator, operator, destroyer. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Trinity. They all say it's 3, combination of 3. Trishanku Swarga. Trishanku Swarga dalli vidde marana. So 3 is very important. Okay? So remember these 3 things you are supposed to possess throughout your lifetime. Knowledge about doing something, skill to do that, and attitude. Attitude makes all the difference. Your altitude is not decided by your aptitude, but by your attitude. You should have the right attitude. That's very important. Okay? So I want you to identify 5 most desirable skills to be employable in the market today. This is the problem understood. When somebody interviews you, when somebody wants to absorb you somewhere, okay, what are those 5 skill sets he or she will be looking in you when he or she interviews you? This is what I want you to find out. You can Google, no problem, okay? You can Google or do anything, but I want each group to be of 8 members and form a circle. Move the chairs and make a circle. I'll give 10 minutes. Okay, come on. Quick, come on. I'll give 10 minutes for this task. 10 minutes for this task. Quick. After that, what we will do is, we will ask you one person to come and speak about those biographies. Employability skills, okay? Top 5. You need another 5 minutes? Okay, are you done? Are you done? We need some more time. Okay, again, please be seated orderly. Be seated orderly like before. I want very orderly. I want very orderly. Very good, very good. and speak about 5 skills which you have identified and add one line on why that particular skill you decided to be important. We'll start with Andrew. Come. One person, any one person. Go to that slide. Over here. Up to you. Yes. Yeah. First, read all the 5 skills. Okay, you can introduce yourself. You can tell your name if they don't know your name. You introduce yourself. Okay, no problem. Then speak about 5 skills and tell why those 5 skills are important. Okay.
Myself, Raksha of 551. It's a skills included in our profession, like our advocate. First one is verbal communication. The second one is drafting skill.
Second one is?
Drafting skill.
Okay.
Third one is legal research. And the fourth one is client service. And the fifth one is conveyancing.
Fifth one is
Conveyancing. Like
convincing.
Conveyancing.
Okay.
You want me to tell you?
Why they are important?
Okay, verbal communication is nothing but the communication is very much important in advocacy. Like anyhow, for a client's client service or anything, communication is a basic thing. It's a language. We have to like to introduce myself also. We need a communication. So it is very much important. And the drafting skill, it is like for anything, for any application or anything, we have to. Drafting is it's a core one. It's a core thing. It's a very basic thing, and we have to learn drafting in our profession. And the legal research. We cannot just go and say blah 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 or anything like that. We have to research for saying anything else. Like now we have found out skills and we have searched in the Google and we have written everything. And that research thing we have need something, a basic knowledge about it. So that research skill is also an important one. And the client service. Client service in advocacy, client service is the main thing. Without a client, there is no advocate, there is no profession of advocate. Or advocate needs a client and the client needs an advocate. So client service is one of the things. And advocate must be a good listener also. Without a good listener, he cannot be a good advocate. First of all, if you listen, if I listen my client, very authentically or with what he says, if I grab everything, so that we can find what is the problem and we can just give him a suggestion for it. So that being an advocate, we have to be a good listener too.
Okay. Give a big round of applause. Next person. Good, well done. Next person from the team. You choose a leader who is going to talk. Yeah. Come. Good. Smiling face, good. I like smiling faces.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Shreyash. I'm pursuing my LLB in 5 years. I took my major in electronic communication. So we identified 5 different skills that one person is. First of all is like marketing skill. One, you should sell the himself. At that time only, everyone will market. Maybe comparing to see how good he is at communication. You should sell himself.
Okay.
That's the first thing. The second one is the public relations skill. How would you make friends? You are new to me, but still I just pose myself like this. Same thing. Like whenever we meet new person, we should make him a friend. So
Yes.
that we don't know when will he be useful for us.
Okay.
So this is one of the skills.
I'll be useful. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Then the other 3 skills are, one is the leadership skill. Every person needs, he should have a leadership skill. Because today I don't know, I was not, just I went to drink water. While I came, like, excuse me as a leader, I don't know why. this is what they thought I could be a leader. So one of this is a leadership skill. So the fourth one is management. How do you manage your team? See, if you don't have good communication, the team will never work. Because I say A, the opposite person will understand it's a C. Because you can see that 6, the person who is standing here, he thinks that it is 6. The person who is standing here, he said it's 9. If you don't have good management over there, you cannot convince your team that it's a 6 or 9. So your management will fail over there. So the fourth point is management skill. You should have a very good management skills. The fifth one is like creativity. If you don't have a creativity, you're fail. Everyone asks, think out of the box. Any company will ask, think out of the box. So you should have a creativity. So these are the 5 skills that I think and my team think that this is a very 5 important skills that one person should need. Thank you, Anand.
Good. Very good, very nice collection. See, a teacher, most of the time he or she thinks that I know everything and I start giving you the set of skills. Actually, you know it. You know better than me. For what is ideal skill for your profession, you know it better than me. So before I have told, this very meaningfully people have brought out the skills which are required. Very nice, I am impressed.
I'm Karthik from 559 and we are talking about general employability.
You are also an engineer, like in previous. No.
General employability skills. So first one is, I think, we think it is perseverance, communicate, and they're open about it. And they're open about the problem. Then people can identify what is the point of dispute and they can solve it. So in an organization, it is very important.
Communication skills.
Communication.
Yeah. If you do not have communication skill, communications kill. Good.
And the third one is specialization. When you specialize and concentrate on one part of the subject, then you have a deeper understanding about the subject. And nowadays, it is very important to have specialization because organizations see in what subject you specialize and they hire you for it. And the fourth one is vision or planning. This means if you want to, most of these days, many of the organizations they give you goal and they want you to achieve it. So it is target based now. So if you want to achieve it, you must have certain planning, and that is the fourth important skill. And fifth one is you should be proactive. You must take initiation and you must do some work for the organization. Thank you.
Madam, your students are very good. Speaking about proactive attitude, very good, wonderful. Yeah, next batch. Come, next one. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sudhir of 550. So there are actually many skills to inculcate, but as sir told, only pick top 5. It's not top 5, but for lawyers, this is the 5 things what we really need. So first one is communication. Not everyone who has communication can become a great lawyer. We need communication. We need to.
Yeah, it's all
Which includes convincing, arguing, and also marketing when it comes to communication. Everything includes in communication. And problem solving. We lawyers not only have our problems, but we also solve other problems. The main purpose of lawyers is to solve the problems, that's all. Like, not that's all, it is one of the main things what the lawyers do. Second one is leadership. We lawyers are advocate. So we have to stand in front and tell what is wrong, what is right. So that is nothing but a leadership quality. So that comes under leadership. Creativity. Thinking to solve problems. Like, we'll have cases, we'll have many things. So we have to see how to solve the problem. So these are the 5 things what happens. Thank you.
okay, good. Very good. Next batch. Next batch. Come on, quick.
Good afternoon, everyone.
1 minute. Don't repeat the ones which have been told already. If there are new, only you tell. Okay? Tell only the newer ones. If you have also thought of the same skills which was told earlier, let us save time. Okay? There's nothing wrong in that. You have considered that those skills are important. Nothing wrong in that. But to save time, I got very limited time. So to save time, you highlight only newer skills. Okay?
I think only one is different.
Okay.
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence.
Someone said it.
Okay.
So managing our emotions when a case comes or when we are dealing with anything, any problem and all. So managing is very important, our emotions. So this is the point.
Okay, what were the other four? You just name them.
Communication skill, leadership skill, creative and critical thinking, perseverance.
Very good. Nice. Next. Support
Myself, Prakash, from 3-year final year course. First one is to be a good listener, and second one is problem solving techniques, and third one is smart work. Smart work ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಈಗ ನಾವೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ನಾವು ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು. And third, fourth one time management, and fifth one oral and written communication.
Okay, good. It was very clear. Nice. Next. Save time. Come on. Save time hereafter. Don't repeat the skills. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆದರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? I am now right now I am living in a female dominated society. Why you people are scared to come to the stage? Huh? I am a female chauvinist. Come on.
My name is Darshan. I am from 5 Final. 5 the skills I want to talk about are interpersonal and extrapersonal skills. That is, one should know oneself within what they are inside and communicate with themselves that what their desires are and what they want.
Inter and intrapersonal skills. Okay, previous session.
Yeah.
Good. Dr. Tungesh had made justice. Very nice.
And one should have a positive attitude.
Positive
Because
attitude. Okay.
in a workplace, it's always a pressured condition. So, like pressure cooker in most companies. So, if one has a positive attitude, it can motivate others as well.
Good.
Next, time management. I don't think time management needs any explanation of why it's necessary.
Yes.
And then planning and organizing.
Very good.
And looking after arranging this program, that also took some effort. And that requires some skills. And then technology and computer skills, because everyone has like literally I'm wearing one of my hand and one in my pocket.
Yes.
And everyone has a phone here, so everyone needs technological skills.
Okay. Good. All batches covered?
Yes.
Wonderful. Come, please come, madam.
Myself Deepika and I am from 3.5. There are two things which are different from the others. The first one will be critical thinking. Here the situation and circumstances will be keep on changing in every situation. So he must be able to put himself in the different situations. And another one will be the SWOT. He must know what is the strength, what is his weakness, what is the opportunity and what is the threats that are waiting for him.
Very good. SWOT analysis. Okay, the SWOT is now changed to SWOC. SWOC. That threat is a negative word, you know. So they have made it as a challenge instead of calling it as a threat. Strength, weakness, opportunity, and challenge. Okay, challenges to be faced. Okay. Any other group is left out? Did we cover all the groups? Yeah. Okay. I will take just one deviation from my lecture because I felt that is necessary. I was really impressed by the way how you have covered the topic. You are all very smart. You are the present generation who is tuned to the present generation. My whole opinion about your college itself has now changed and it has gone very high because you are very smart. And you have not listed any skill. I didn't find even one skill which you have highlighted which would not be of use. Every single skill which you have highlighted are exceptionally good. There is one more you in the folder, sir, not the next slide, one more folder. There is one intelligence, Gartner's intelligence, okay. So 1 minute, stop here. Have you heard about Gartner's intelligence skills? Okay, let us quickly go through that. Why? Because I'll tell you, see, usually since our childhood we have been misled by only one form of intelligence, that is studying, memorizing and reproducing. Our parents, our teachers, whomsoever we have come across, they have killed us with this wrong notion that you have to be intelligent only in memorizing and reproducing. That will not work, because today we are global. Many of you could be global consultants. Need not necessarily practice law in our country, but you may go for international law, international business, and we will have to think globally now. Okay, the word is glocalization. Glocalization means thinking locally but acting globally. Our tradition, our culture, our religion, our way of life, our philosophy, which have originated from our country, which is very important for us. We have to have that locally, but we have to cater to the globalized needs. That's very important. Okay, so glocalization, more than globalization. Now we have moved to a stage of glocalization. Okay, so don't leave your local understanding, local traditional, spiritual, cultural, social aspects. They have to be with us. It's important for us. But at the same time, we should also think about global requirement, right? So this wrong notion that only scoring, securing first rank, I tell my grandson who is in 8th standard, I will hate you if you get a rank to me. I don't want your rank. I want you to be a very smart guy. I want to see how many friends you have. I want to see how many friends come to you asking for help. I want to see how many people you have gone to help them. And I want to see how good a team player you are. That's what I am looking for in you. I am not going to train you, being a professor, to be a rank student. If you get a rank, I am not against you. Nothing wrong in getting a rank. But if your whole purpose of living is to get a rank, then something is wrong in that. How many rank students have become Bill Gates or Narayan Murthy? Just tell me. How many rank students have become that? Nobody. Right? Or leaders, political leaders. How many rank students have gone to that? Very few, even if you count, very few. Okay, so rank, you should dispel that notion that rank is everything. No, you should be a good human being, useful human being to the society. Alright, now, in that sense, let us first see how many types of intelligence are there. What are the intelligence which you may have to develop over a period of time? Let's go one by one. First one is, somebody rightly said, I don't want to spend much time on that, interpersonal intelligence. International means between two countries, between people. Okay, interpersonal intelligence. I'll leave these slides with you, okay? I'll give these slides to you. Use that. You put your name and make presentations on that. I don't mind. Okay, but use them, understand them, because I was not born with it. I also taken it from internet source and collected it over a period of time, and I'm giving it to you. It's not my, I don't have any patent on that. I also taken it from internet. But I found that they are relevant, so I'm giving it to you. Okay, so I don't have any intellectual property right over that. Okay, so use it. I'll leave it with you. Okay. Second, intrapersonal. Both you have covered. I really liked when you said, see, this is also an intelligence. Some people are extremely good in making friends, between people. Some people, the moment they open their mouth, clean 5 enemies made. Hello? Either than enemy. So we should introspect ourselves and say, am I into that category? No. You should do nothing wrong in being so. If you are in that category, nothing wrong. There must be a reason why you are now to sell yourself in the market. You should practice now on. No, I don't want to do this, and I don't want to be the public enemy. Okay. Next, logical intelligence. I tell always in my class. I teach research methodology to doctoral students, those who are registered for their PhD. I teach one subject called advanced research methodology. Okay, I tell them always invariably, see, I can teach you anything. I can teach you statistics, I can teach you artificial neural network, I can teach you machine learning, I can teach you modeling and simulation, anything I can teach. But I can't teach you common sense. They call it a sixth sense. Sixth sense is common sense. What is common sense is not common practice. What is common sense is not common practice. Majority of people in any population are fools, I'll tell you. How many Einsteins we have seen? How many Newtons we have seen? Tell me. Very few, no? Geniuses are always in scarcity. Majority decision, if it is you don't go for it, it must be wrong. Majority decision must be wrong. That should be your conclusion. If you want to out of the box, somebody was telling. Creativity, somebody was telling, yeah. So if you are in that category, you should think differently. Winners don't do different things. They do things differently. Shiv Kera. But creative people do different things differently. Rodriguez. Okay, so think differently. Just don't second one slogan which is given by somebody. They say, don't keep all your eggs in one basket. In Zurich axiom, they say, no, keep all your eggs in one basket, but watch it. So think creatively, okay? Next. So logic is the key. Linguistic intelligence. Some people are born with linguistic intelligence. They can learn languages very fast, not only computer languages, even other languages, our common communication languages. Okay? Even C programming or Fortran or your Python, they are also coding languages. Okay? So some have natural ability to study languages, language acquiring skill. Okay? That's also intelligence. Next. Kinesthetic skills. Okay, I am a black belt in martial arts those days. If you search in internet, you will find one movie called Avala Antaranga. I composed fighting and acted in that movie also. Avala Antaranga. Okay, a short one. Thank you. Those days, I'm telling you, in Iga Ishtumatartha Mudka, when I have a grandson in the 8th standard talking, so imagine how much I would talk, how active I would have been when I was sitting like you. That's why I said, I can have anything, but I can't have what you people have. That is your youth. I can't have it back. It's only once. One body, one journey, one soul, one life. You have to make most of it only in one journey. One body, one life, one journey, one soul. You have to make the most of it only once. I can't go back. There is no oops, I'll go back in life. It's over. The time is gone. So do it right the first time and every time is a fundamental principle of total quality management. So you have to program your mind to that. Kinesthetic intelligence. Some people have this ability to balance perfectly well or play nunchaku like Bruce Lee does or jump and balance themselves. Their body is perfectly balanced. Kinesthetic intelligence. That's also required. Next. Musical intelligence. I always feel, particularly at this age, my life would have been a waste on planet Earth if Kishore Kumar had not come before me. If Kishore Kumar had not come to planet Earth before I came, my total life would have been a waste. Such wonderful singer is. Okay, you may have your own favorite singer, because those days are now gone. Okay, so that is also an intelligence. Today people have realized that music is pure mathematics. When you say sa, okay, sa, say Manda Saptak or Madhya Saptak sa, it is 212 frequency. Can you tell me, sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, is it a linear curve? Some engineers are there here. Okay? Sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, if I plot according to the frequency scale, is it a linear scale? Sa, ri, ga, ma, is it a linear? Tell me. Or is it exponential? It is a logarithmic spiral. It's a logarithmic spiral. Means in a cylinder, if you start sa here, re comes here, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. Upper sa is in the same line as lower sa, but it traveled round the cylinder. It's a pure mathematics. Okay, some people have developed equations for songs, and if you run those equations at that frequency, that song will automatically be played. It's pure mathematics. And recent Nobel laureate, he has insisted that students must compulsorily be taught music in classes. not just to become Kishore Kumar or Mohammad Rafi or Shreya Ghoshal, just to have that feel of understand Swarasthana, which is very important. It will set your brains generate alpha waves. You will have no alpha, beta and gamma waves which are generated in brain. So it will help you to cool down your mind. So that is also an intelligence, musical intelligence. Next. Naturalistic intelligence. Some have the natural ability to understand nature. They know if this is the climatic condition, by afternoon it will rain. Some will say, even though so many clouds are there today, it won't rain because of the wind. And this kind of soil, I think this particular crop will grow well. Understand nature. That is also intelligence, natural intelligence. See, I was listening to our Sadhguru. He makes some very good points. I like some of the points that he makes. He says that, look, you are an MBA from Harvard or from Stanford, you have highest qualification and come and you speak to a farmer and your conclusion is this person is low IQ person. I am from Harvard, I am from Stanford, I know logic, I know so many things which that person doesn't know. But what makes you conclude that? He is intelligent in his own way, you are intelligent in your own way. If you say that, if you claim that you are intelligent than him, you show that you can also do everything that he can do. You grow one crop and show the way how that farmer grows. Forget about growing one crop. You stay in that sun from morning till evening or one day and demonstrate it. That is also a skill. That ability is also a skill. So skill, knowledge and attitude. Some are skill based, some are knowledge based. So naturalistic intelligence is also intelligence. Next, spatial intelligence. Some people can recall and draw what they have seen correctly. They can say that this particular room may be say 60 feet instantly and say 40 feet wide. Instantly they can say correctly, if you measure it will be exactly that. That space they can visualize and recall it back. Spatial intelligence. Next, existential intelligence. Seeking knowledge on why we live and why we die, or where we have come from and where do we go. These are all great statements to make. People say, where did you come from? Where do you go? And they'll start their lecture. At the end of the lecture also they will not convince you where did we come from, because I attended very patiently many such lectures. None of them have convinced me where we have come from, and they also don't know. Anybody who claims that you ask him or her, and sit hours together and ask, they also don't know. They are trying to create more confusion. I was born intelligent, but these philosophers confused me. Okay, so for some questions which there are no answers, there are no answers. We have to, man should be a stubborn seeker of truth, yes. But no answer means no answer. Still now we have no answer. If you get an answer, we'll tell that. Don't live in fantasy world. Don't imagine things and say that is reality. Class 4 lecture continuous for a moment I switch off my brain, I will visualize Switzerland. I'm walking with Switzerland. 2 minutes you walk in Switzerland and come back. Okay, good. Then again listen. Permanently if you are in Switzerland. Okay, so these are the skills which you are supposed to know, and all of them are here. Each day you see what justice you have done in developing these overall intelligence. When you face an interview, when you speak to people, there are people who can see through you and identify that this person has so many types of intelligence. Go back to my original slide. Okay, so this I want you to focus on. Go back to my original skill. Now what I am trying to do is, all the skill sets which you have given me, I am going to categorize them into 3 classes. Okay, only 3 parts. We can group all the skills which you named into 3 groups. Okay. So these skills you have covered. Go to the next one. See, wait, slow. All these skills you have all covered them. Without me teaching, most of them you have covered. So a big round of applause for you people. You have done it. There are some more. Okay, so you go through them. Okay, next. Now this is what I want you to focus. This is called employability skill framework. All these skills which you have named can be grouped into 3 parts. One is applied knowledge. Applied knowledge is specific to your discipline, okay, your area of interest. Second one is effective relationship skills. Many of you have highlighted that your relation with your co-worker is very important. Your co-worker in an organization is not your friend. Mark this point, very important. Your co-worker is not your friend. He is a co-worker, that's all. Because the moment you call somebody a friend, then that friend may become your enemy someday. So friend and enemy is not there. Just because I don't like a face, I can't make him my enemy when I'm working with him. He or she is only my co-worker. You will have to learn to live your life like a co-worker. That's very important. So that is effective relationship. And third one is workplace skills. Workplace skills are the specific skills which are demanded in the workplace, okay, irrespective of the discipline that you choose. Now, if you look into the applied knowledge, you have very rightly named critical thinking skills. See, I gave you that ownership. I gave you that ownership of you yourself naming it than me teaching you. You will enjoy it much better and remember it much better than I telling you. Okay? Critical thinking. Critical thinking means don't think that, take negative connotation to it. Don't take it in a negative sense. You have to criticize. If you don't criticize my lecture, how will I improve my lecture? Correct? So if you want to speak about my lecture, well, you can do it. Okay, these are the positives in your lecture. These are the negatives in your lecture. Then I can improve upon. I am not interested in the positives. I have to improve upon the negatives which I have in my lecture. Okay, so criticizing anything, criticizing a movie. KGF enta hit maradalli enta message ide mara. Another person will automatically ninge movie and message goskara ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳೋದು? ಮೂವಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀನು ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗು. ಮೂವಿ ಇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. See, then the argument will start. Correct, no? So, you should know when and where to apply what. When you generalize, that's why I said I can teach anything, but I can't teach common sense. Critical skills. Applied academic skills are required for our applied knowledge. Applied science, engineering. Many of you are engineers. I was very happy to know this because I never thought many engineers today would take law. It's a good sign. You can do extremely well in the engineering firms, intellectual property right, international business of engineering. So many avenues are there.